Hello folks, hope everybody's doing well today. It's Friday for you all. Rain's still been continuing. I've tried to film this video several times a day outside, so we're going to finish it up in the house. Been out picking raspberries in between rain showers. But today what we're going to be talking about is one of the biggest threats to goats. Parasites. And I'll talk a little bit about it here. Like I said, we've probably been raising goats for every bit of 30 years. And when we first got started, at that time really, you couldn't really get on the internet to find anything. We didn't have no internet or computer at that time here. May not even been one at that time. I don't know. But anyway, the goats we got, I started getting the Goat Rancher magazine. There's some other people around, they did too. And we started getting the Boer goats and big meat goats. Well, they were more prone to worms. And if you get to thinking about it, that goat is from South Africa, dry climate. Okay, we don't have a dry climate around here a typical year. But parasites, where the goats get, well, I'll finish that story. We've buried a lot of goats over the years there when we first, especially the full-blooded ones. And I mean, it was hard. It would, there the other day, me and Jason was talking. We both got folders there with all of our pedigrees and stuff, but yet the goats are up on the hill buried. I don't know where his is buried at, but anyway. But we started switching over to Kiko. The Kiko goat is a more hardy goat. It's from New Zealand. The climate is basically, from what I've read, like ours. And parasites, they thrive in warm, wet, humid, muggy weather. They start in the ground, and how they travel is like of a morning, the morning dew, which every morning around here, it is like it's rained unless it gets during the drought time or something. Typically, you'll go out and the dew is real heavy. And that is how those parasites travel up the blades of grass. And from the ground up the first 2 inches will be the heaviest load. Typical times, they don't go past the 4-inch mark. If it's really wet, they can go up to as high as, it's not as many, but like the 6 inches in the grass. So you want to keep your pasture, keep them rotated, or have enough to where they can spread out. And because the parasite is in the goats, they lay their eggs in the goat, it passes through the manure, falls onto the ground, they hatch, and then they start spreading out. And you want to try a goat, really, it prefers to eat from chest up. They're natural browsers. They would rather have rough stuff, which you don't have to worry about parasites on those. Rose bushes, just brush. The rougher the stuff, they seem to like better. And but just if you're thinking about getting goats, keep that in mind. And one day we'll try to do that pretty soon, because we've had a lot of people out on the street come up to us and ask about goats. Now for years, there was some people would come up and, you got any goats for sale? And I would just come right out and ask them, do you have fence? No, I'm going to chain it. Do you have shelter? Got such and such. And I just say, no, I don't have no goats for sale. And because that's no life. Because if they're chained up there to something, and say dogs or something does come, it doesn't have a chance. Or it's just, in that one area. Now I'm sure there's people out there that has good goats that do that there, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, let's get back to this here. The parasites, like I said, the wetter it is, the higher up on the grass it can go. Now, before long, what we'll do, we're going to be, hold on just a second. Let's see, where was we? But now, before long, we're going to we always try to mow the one hill out there for hay. We try to leave it up a little bit, and what we'll do, we try to fence them off from that side to where they can't get over to it, to let it grow up a little bit more before we turn them back out into it. That way it gives the grass, like I said, the first 4 inches is where that's your heavy worm load is going to be. The parasite load, larvae, is down there. And then once you get up past 6 inches, you shouldn't have to worry about it. So, that's why a lot of people do rotational grazing. And we're just not really, well, in a way we are. We'll be shutting that one side off. But just something to think about if you're thinking about getting into goats. And someone asked me the other day about hay. Is there parasites in the hay? Well, no. If you've put your hay up correctly and everything, once you mow it down and the hay dries out, that parasite has got to have moisture to live. As long as you get your hay dried out and conditioned. Now, there might be a chance if you put up wet hay, the mold and everything ain't going to be good for your goats, but or good for you. If you're out there tearing it apart and that moldy dust comes up in your face there. But no, in the winter time, once it frosts, that will drastically slow the worms down, and then if you can get a good hard winter, it'll kill them back. But like if it snows, and the snow will actually act as insulation. It'll not let the cold air get down to the grass there and everything. There might be a little bit of, but spring, summer, going into fall, that is the biggest times for parasites. And we had always tried to have our kids here, is just something we got started years ago. Our kids could put on weight better of a winter time, it seemed. Now it may be cold. We lucked out this past year. It would be little warm snaps in between when we had the kids. But there was a guy at work asked me a long time ago, said, why do you have, I said, well, you're not having to fight the worms, the parasites, and the kids aren't having to, it just seemed to help us out. Right there. And everything that I'm telling you, be sure to talk to your veterinarian and ask them. This is just what I'm saying. There's them darn flies back. This is just stuff that has worked for us. And like I said, me and Dan had went to that one Master Meat Goat class, and that was really helpful. We learned a lot in that class, and I'll just try to, the little bit of knowledge I have, it ain't a lot, we'll try to share it with you. That's like the one thing in that class. We had sort of been doing it, me and Pop, there years ago, and we didn't. Haemonchus, I believe is what they call it. You look at their eyelids. You'll grab the goat, look at their eyelids. We wasn't doing that. We would catch the goat, curl its lip up, and just look at its gum. If it started getting pale, we would worm it there. And at that time, Lord, we had like 130 goats, and golly, it was just too much. And I'm happy with the amount we got right now. It seems to be a good number for spreading out. We may actually come going into winter, call a few more, but no, your hay come winter time, that's one less headache you have. Now, once again, too, there are some goats, they just are not as resistant to the parasites as some. I mean, you may have one nanny or Billy that just seems like they keep diarrhea or something, or just they just look thrifty. I mean, they just rough coat and everything there. And if you have one like that, we generally just get rid of it, because that one bad apple, you don't need it passing along anything else to the others. But no, I think I may have a little bit of graphics I can put in the video there to show you some of the different things. But any kind of questions, if we can answer them, just leave them in the comments. And any of your opinions or whatever, just go ahead and put them right in the comments there, folks. Like I said, we're just trying to help people out. And there's been several people come up to me recently off the street there, be in the store, and ask about goats. And I tell them, we'll be talking about some of the different needs and everything that goats need and all like that there. Well, I'm going to quit boring you. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. Lord willing, be seeing you Monday. And if I happen to think of something else, I'll throw it in the video there as I'm editing it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Down on the farm where the green grass grows, we're thankful for the love that everybody knows. It's another day under the white blue sky, with the sun shining bright and the time drifting by. Holmans Homestead, where the story unfolds, our hearts full of laughter and our memories go. Oh, thank you for watching from near and far. Your support, it brightens just like a star. Don't forget to subscribe, it's always free. Join our journey, come share the glee. At Holmans Homestead, we're never alone. With every view and every share, you make this place home. From sunrise to sunset in fields so wide, with family and friends, we've nothing to hide. We're building our dreams one day at a time, with each gentle tune and Each heartfelt rhyme. Oh, thank you for watching from near and far. Your support, it brightens just like a star. Don't forget to subscribe, it's always free. Join our journey, come share the glee.